Did you know children should have their first comprehensive eye exam at 6 months of age and every 1 to 2 years afterwards? Unfortunately, most children have not had an eye exam. While there are many reasons children haven't been to an eye doctor, the ability to pay for the exam is not one of them. Medicaid or most private insurances cover the cost of the exam and glasses. And if they don't, New Mexico Lion's Operation Kids Site has funding available, so it's free for the family.
Hi, Mark Steffen here at the Las Cruces studios. We're in the green room right now. I do my weekly show, Double Talk, and but this week I'm not doing Double Talk. I'm a guest on This Week with Sam Stichter, right here on the Las Cruces channel. Y'all stay tuned for that.
Well, welcome to This Week with Sam Stichter. And go figure, I am Sam Stichter. Well, you know Las Cruces. My producer and I met a couple of months ago. Chris, he's the producer of this show here in the Las Cruces studios. And we were discussing about putting on a show like this, an entertaining show for the people of Las Cruces. And all of a sudden, well, you know what happened. The coronavirus hit. And everyone's world got turned upside down. And we didn't really know what was going to happen. A lot of times of uncertainty going on right now. But as we talked a little bit more about it and decided, is this really the time to put on a new show? And the more we talked about it, the more we decided, yes, this is definitely the time to bring Las Cruces some entertainment, even if we can just, bring you 30 minutes of an escape away from the uncertainty, the craziness that's going on out there. And, we're going to have great people here on this show. We have actors, singers, dancers, politicians. So we're going to have a great show. A little bit about myself. Some of you may recognize me. I'm a teacher here with the Las Cruces Public Schools. I'm a technology teacher at Lynn Middle School. Go Cougars. And also recently, I received my PhD from New Mexico State University. Go Aggies. A little bit of trivia about our great state of New Mexico. There's more PhDs per capita in New Mexico than there is in the entire nation. So we got a lot of smart people here. But the funny thing is, there's also there's also more cows than people in New Mexico. And we also are the chili capital of the world. So maybe those PhDs should be studying chili-eating cows or cow-eating chilies. I don't know if that's a thing. I mean, I guess it could be. They're definitely not vegetarians. So you can blame the writers for that bad joke. But anyway, folks, we have a great show today. We have some wonderful guests in our studio. We have a local actor and author, Mark Steffen, and we have Pastor Stahl with us today, Meyer Stahl. And so stay tuned. We'll be right back after these messages. Welcome back to This Week. So later on in the show, we have a wonderful entertainer. Our musical guest here will be Dawn Solar. So she'll be coming up with a beautiful song later in the show. So folks, I mentioned earlier that about the coronavirus, and we all have that on our mind these days. And one of the things that's definitely come along with the virus is the dreaded social distancing. So, and unfortunately, because of that, I was going to have a sidekick on the show with me. But we had to watch that whole 6 feet social distancing, as I said. So many of you have seen the movie, I'm sure, Castaway with Tom Hanks. And in that movie, Tom Hanks had his volleyball Wilson. So, and for those of you who are wondering about Tom Hanks, he and his wife Rita Wilson, I saw the other night on the news are back in Hollywood, and they're home from Australia doing well. But anyway, Tom had had Wilson, and I have my buddy here, Scott. So welcome to the show, Scott. Scott's going to be joining me here at the desk, and he's going to be helping me talk to some of my guests. So in honor of that, I rescued Scott from a Walmart shelf. He was one of the few left. He unfortunately lost a bunch of his friends and family members to a bunch of hoarders, and he's here with me now, and he's safe. So, but we have a wonderful guest on the show tonight. We have our first guest. He's a local actor and TV host like myself here in the Las Cruces channel. Hey, please welcome Mark Steckman.
Well, thanks. Thank you, Sam. Thank you, everybody. Good to be here. Congratulations on your new show.
Thank you, Mark.
Now, I'm sitting pretty close to you. You're safe, right? Scott's safe. I've never been upstaged by a roll of toilet paper before.
Well, Scott does have his own agent. So.
I can take him into a small room and use him. But anyway, I'm glad to be here. Thanks a lot.
Thank you. So, as I mentioned, you have your own show, and you're an actor. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Well, I've been a member of Screen Actors Guild for over 30 years, but it doesn't come in handy much around here. Once in a while, I'll go up to Albuquerque or Santa Fe and audition for something when my agent calls and says, hey, you've got an audition for this, that, and the other thing. And with more and more shows coming to the state, there's more and more opportunities. But right now, I'm just doing the TV show. Once in a while, I'll do a play. And how about you? Do you act?
No, I don't. I'm a teacher. So during the day, but right now with the school closing, this is my full-time gig, so to speak.
Well, you're performing in front of a group of students, day in and day out.
Yeah, that's right. So are you from Las Cruces originally?
I am from Las Cruces, born and raised here. After I graduated from NMSU, I went out to Hollywood.
Oh, wow.
And I lived out there for 13 years. And but I'm back.
And what was Hollywood like? Did you get any gigs out there?
Oh, I worked in the film and TV business there most of the time. I was there, and so I learned a lot there. I'd gone to film school, so I went out to Hollywood. And I thought, well, I thought I wanted to be a director, but it only takes one director in a movie, but they need a bunch of actors.
That's right.
So it's a lot easier getting acting work and extra work too.
I know you mentioned to me before the show that at one point you even worked with George Romero.
I did. George was my boss on a TV series called Tales from the Dark Side.
I remember that.
Yeah. I worked in the editing room on that show.
So we know George from all the zombie movies. Right now, I'm sure with the coronavirus and the apocalypse, that's kind of on everyone's mind.
Absolutely. Just the other day, I was in the mall when everything was still open. I wanted to buy a shirt and to wear on my show. This shirt, actually. And I told the sales girl that I was a medium. She said, really? Can you contact my dead Uncle Fred? But seriously, I did buy this shirt there.
Right. So I understand that you're also an author. Are you working on anything right
now?
Well,
I've written a lot of things. I've written plays and screenplays and teleplays and short stories and magazine and newspaper articles. But I've never written a novel before, and that's what I'm writing right now.
And can you tell us a little bit about it?
Not really.
Not really. It's a secret?
Well, pretty much. I'll give you the title. It's called Looking Down on Heaven. It's a science fiction piece, and I'm about 40,000 words in so far.
All right. Okay, well, good luck on that, and we'll have to have you back on the show when you have it finished.
When it's a bestseller? Yeah.
Yes, on the New York Times bestseller list. So I also know, I mentioned earlier that you have a show here on the Las Cruces channel,
yes.
Double Talk. And can you tell us a little bit about that? I was recently came in on as your co-host.
You came on my show and you helped host with me because my standard co-host Michael was out, and we've been on the air now for 10 years.
Wow,
longest running show in Las Cruces, Las Cruces history actually, and so we've been doing that. It's good having a co-host. Our favorite topic is food and drink. And so we sample something to drink every week. And we like to talk about restaurants and food and so forth. It's getting harder and harder to talk about restaurants right now.
Yeah, that's for sure. I know I know with a lot of the restaurants, or at least they're doing the where you can pick up and drive up and call ahead. I know the other night my family and I ordered from Texas Roadhouse, and they seem to be somewhat busy. Obviously not as busy as they normally would be,
Right.
But at least they're still able to serve the public, which is a good thing.
And I guess they're saving on tip.
And how about you? Have you frequented any of the places?
I have. I've been to. I tried to go to Signs Gorditas, and they were closed for some strange reason. And that's all they do is takeout. But yeah, I went to Luna Rosa Winery. I got takeout from there. I also went to Andale's Doghouse, and they've got their own takeout setup arranged. And I was at La Casita de Nuevo just last night. So you can get food if you know where to go. Si Senor, we got some food from there the other night.
All right. So a lot of people right now are sitting at home binging TVs. Is there any particular TV shows or Netflix that you watch right now?
Well, I don't stream. I haven't gotten into streaming yet. I don't have to because I have enough stuff that I record that comes on, HBO, Showtime, and the regular channels that I never get caught up. Sometimes I get down to 1-2% of time left to record, so I have to start deleting stuff. And I watch a lot of news. I record lots and lots of movies, especially classic films. I'm a film historian, and so I'm always catching up on old films that I want to show somebody else or that I'd like to see again. But my film series at the Rio Grande Theater got canceled because the Rio Grande Theater closed.
Well, hopefully once this virus moves on, we can come back and see you here in Las Cruces. And thank you for being the first guest of my show, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Hey, it's quite an honor.
All right. So we're going to take a break here, and we'll be right back after these messages.
In America, the zip code you're born in can determine your future. But no matter what neighborhood you grow up in, the Y creates opportunities for all. For a better us, support your local Y today.
Oh, stop it. You're the funniest thing. Oh, hi. I was just having a few words with Scott. I'm about to go on and sing a song, so I hope you watch the show and enjoy. And I'll just say a few more little things while I have Scott's attention.
Thank you. Welcome back. Folks, I'm really excited to have my own show here on the Las Cruces channel. It's been almost 30 years since I've hosted a TV show. I'm originally from Reading, Pennsylvania, and back there I hosted a show on TV 51. So hi to my family and friends back in Reading, Pennsylvania, who I know are watching on YouTube. And today we are in for a wonderful treat. We have a local singer, Dawn Solar, who's going to be joining us here in the studio and singing a song for us. Dawn is also going to have her own show here on the Las Cruces channel called An Evening with Dawn. So let's take it away, Dawn.
You could be my silver spring, my blue-green colors flashing. I would be your only dream, your shining autumn ocean crashing. And did you say she was pretty? And did you say that she loves you? Baby, I don't want to know. Well, I'll begin not to love you. You turn around, see me running. Well, I say I loved you say she was pretty? And did you say that she loves you? Baby, I don't wanna know. Oh no. And can you tell me, was it worth it? Really, I don't wanna know. Time cast a spell on you, and you won't forget me. Well, I know I could have loved you, but you would not let me. Time cast a spell on you, but you won't forget me. Well, I know I could have loved you, but you would not let me. Well, I'll follow you down till the sound of my voice will haunt you. Was it just a fool? You'll never get away. Never get away. No, no, no. I'll follow you down till the sound of my voice will haunt you. Give me just a chance. You'll never get away. Never get away. Never get away. You could be my silver spring, my blue-green colors flashing.
Thank you. Thank you. Well, Dawn, that was a beautiful rendition of Stevie Nicks' Silver Spring.
Thank you. One of my favorites. Thank you very much.
Yes, I love that song as well. Dawn, I know you're a singer here in the Las Cruces area. How long have you
Yes.
been singing?
I've been singing a long, long time since Mr. Microphone came out, and we were inseparable. So that's a while back, but
Well-
we enjoy singing.
Yes. Well, and I know you enjoy singing because I've heard that you're going to be having a show like me here in the
Yes.
Las Cruces channel.
Yes, I'm excited. Get to show some of my different genres of songs. So that'll be called An Evening with Dawn. So please tune in.
All right, so yes, Las Cruces, go ahead and tune into her show, and we'll be right back with This Week. Welcome back to This Week. What's that, Scott? Scott's my co-host. Scott? Yeah, Scott, you cracked me up. So I know, Scott, I'm excited too. This is our first show. And so far we've had some great guests. We've had local author Mark Stephan. He also has a show here on the Las Cruces channel. And we had our singing guest, Dawn Solar. And now we have our Pastor Meyer Stahl here in the studio with us. Welcome to the show, Pastor Stahl.
Thank you for having me, Sam. I appreciate that.
So, Pastor, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I came from Philadelphia, and I was studying the Bible, and I've been studying the Bible now for 50 years. And we found a little Bible study group out here, and I led the Bible study, and they wanted to make me their pastor. So here I am. I'm a big
So we have something in common. We're both originally from Pennsylvania. I don't know if you heard me mention earlier, I'm from Reading.
I did. You have more snow than we had in Philadelphia.
That's right. So I know Philadelphia very well. So I also understand that you're an author like our other guest here, Mark. Mark,
Yes,
Mark
I am.
is working on a book, but you've actually had one published. Can you tell us a little bit about
Yes, sure. It's right here. It's called World War III Coming Soon. And I published that several years ago, and that's my book.
that? What can you tell us a little bit about what the book is about?
Sure. It's about World War III, but I found that what is called the keys to the book of Revelation. The book of Revelation has a lot of symbolism, and it's hard to understand, but it's easy to understand once you understand what the symbolism is. So I studied it, and I found what I call the keys to the book of Revelation. It opens up the book of Revelation so people can understand it.
I know that obviously you're a man of God, and can you tell us a little bit about, I understand you have an interesting story about how you were called.
I do have an interesting story. It takes a while, but let me give you the short story.
Okay.
The short story is I had a special dream, and in the special dream it sort of woke me up to understand that I've got to look into the Bible, I've got to study the Bible. If there is a God, I want to know that there is a God. And if there is a Savior, Jesus Christ, I want to know that if it's true or not. I came from a Jewish background, and it's hard to accept Jesus as my Savior.
So what do you think about this coronavirus? What's your thoughts on that?
My thoughts on the coronavirus is God wants to get our attention. And this coronavirus is going all over the world. And there's a lot of sin in this world, and it's going to wake people up to realize that they need God in their lives.
What about you, Mark? What are your thoughts on the coronavirus and what's going on here? It's all over the news lately.
Well, it's something we definitely have to pay attention to. It's got my attention, and but I think after a while it'll pass the way it's passing. It's going out of South Korea now. China seems to have a good handle on it. We're not really as equipped as they are, but what I'm afraid of, once it makes its way out, there'll be another wave of it. So we have to be prepared for the second wave.
Right. Yeah, I agree. It's something that, again, I mentioned earlier, that whole idea of uncertainty. We just don't really know how long it's going to be around. And like I said, I mentioned that I'm a teacher, and they just canceled school for the rest of the year, at least in person. So again, something that I never would have thought would have happened. So I guess we'll just have to kind of wait and see and trust in a higher power, so to speak, and see what's going to happen.
I think so.
So, Pastor, and along with Mark, so I think, one thing we all three have in common, we all have a show here now on the Las Cruces channel. You have a show that's called What is Truth? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Sure. What I do is I go into the Bible and I pick Bible subjects. And I ask God in prayer what He would have me to do, and an idea comes into my head. God doesn't talk to me, just an idea comes into my head, and I pursue that course, and I bring that subject up, and I study the Bible, and I help people to understand the various parts of the Bible that might be a little hard for the average person to get.
So I know your show, like ours, is not only on Comcast Channel 98, but you're also seen worldwide on Facebook and on YouTube.
Yes, I am. All you need to do is go to What is Truth with Meyer Stahl on Facebook or YouTube, and you can pull me up and you can watch any one of our programs.
And I understand you've done, how many shows have you done so far, roughly?
10 years, about 500 programs. And you can watch them all on YouTube.
Wow, that's amazing. And the producer told me that there's a reason that you carry this mint and you have your little pen here. Can you tell us?
Okay, the mint is when I'm talking, my throat dries up, and I take a mint. And the reason I have this pen is I like to show the audience the scriptures as I'm reading them. I go along with the pen, and they could track with me as I show them the scriptures in the Bible. This is a special pen. I'm going to send it on to the museum someday.
The Smithsonian Museum?
Museum someday.
There you go, they can archive it for you. So I know I asked this to Mark earlier. He's a Las Cruces resident. Are you Las Cruces? How long have you lived here in Las Cruces?
I've been here since 1998.
Okay.
I'm coming from Philadelphia all my life. I was born in Philadelphia.
Okay, yeah, you mentioned earlier, like I said, I've been here since, I'm here a little less than you, I've been here since 2003, so we're both transplants to this beautiful city of Las Cruces.
I love this city, Sam.
Do you? I do as well. I love the weather. The weather here, you can't beat it. I miss my family and friends back in Pennsylvania, but I definitely don't miss the shoveling snow and raking leaves and doing all that.
I'm with you on that.
So, can you give us any? Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
How old are you, Pastor Stahl?
I'm 84 years old.
I'd say 84 years young. And can you give us any tips on being healthy at your age?
Yeah, I'll tell you what I do every day. Every day I drink a 12-ounce glass of vegetable juice, freshly squeezed vegetable juice going through a juicer. And that's one of the health tips that I have for people. And if I miss one day, I can feel the difference. It does work.
Well, I'd say I hope to look as good as you do when I'm 84 years old. So I want to thank you for being on the show today, Pastor, and I also want to thank you, Mark, for being on our show. And I'd like to thank you, Las Cruces, for joining us here on This Week with Sam Stichter. And remember, I know it's hard out there right now with everything going on with this coronavirus, so please be kind to one another. And remember, make this week your best week. Thank you.